Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host AMF1534 here. Welcome back to Let's Play some more Resident Evil Director's Cut. So, look where we are now, huh? Even though I just went away from the screen so you couldn't see it, because I don't want you to see anything. We finally decided to take a little trip outside of the mansion after we finally had our bloody revenge for the snake boss totally ripping my asshole out and then throwing it up against the wall. So, by doing that, we got all the crests, we put them in their little respective slots, and now we're picking up the staple of every single Resident Evil game, the crank. Which I think this is the only, or this is one where, at least, I don't think there's two cranks in this one. I remember Resident Evil 2 had two cranks, because it had the hex crank and the regular one. So at least here, I think this is the only one of those that we're going to be getting. But this is a very, very problematic area, because there are more dogs. I hate dogs. And they're growling. The dogs are a-barking. Okay. You know what we're going to do? We're going to bust this thing out because I know that we're going to be dealing with this in a minute. We're also going to get some herbs, some herb deans for your eyes and ears. Oh, you bring it. I dare you. Oh, really? Yeah, you get the hell... How is he still alive? Gosh, he took 3 of those. That dog is the Highlander. There can be only one, and now there's none. Guy was like a damn invincible little... I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Okay. By the way, 1,000 pardons for not having filmed anything yesterday. I actually, I was intending on filming a few things yesterday because that was my shorter work day where I usually get off at 5. But it just so happens that that day very quickly turned into a 14-hour work shift in which I didn't even get home until 2 this morning. So I am just fucking exhausted because not only did I get home at 2, went straight to bed because I had to get up in the morning to go open that very next day, which was today, I guess. And so I'm totally beat, man. Like, I'm sure you can probably hear it in my voice. I'm not quite as normally chipper and animated as I am most of the time. I gotta feel like this is just the weirdest mansion ever. Like, who just keeps a crank just hanging out in the storeroom where you gotta go pry it out of there? And then, better yet, what type of gate like this has a detachable crank that you use for it? The water is running down the opposite side. Oh, goody. We needed to do that, though, I assure you. Even though, I mean, why not just swim the treacherous waters? Because it's not really that long of a swim. Like, you think about this, that's how deep the water was. Like, it's only standing level, and it's only to there. So, I mean, you know, like, what the hell's going on? Why can't you just swim across that jazz? Watch out for falling snakes! Ah! It's rain and snakes! Hallelujah! Even though I would never be saying hallelujah to falling snakes. Those things suck. That'd be like the worst thing to happen. Just the worst. You know that the apocalypse is near when it is raining snakes. Like, that's just, oh, okay. So we're going to need, I think we need like a battery for this, don't we? Is that what we need for this? Yes. The battery is pulled out. Of course it is. Of course it is. But that is okay. There's another thing that we're going to need as well, and that'll be up here. The water is running from the upper water passage. There's something in the back. See? That is going to be an important thing. Unfortunately, we can't deal with that at the moment because obviously we'll need that to be able to get back over to the mansion. If we raise the water back up, we're going to have a bit of a problem. So just keep that in mind. We won't need any of that right now because we're not dealing with poison yet. Okay, that might give me enough time to move. Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't need to really deal with them. I mean, as long as we can get them out of the way, then it's not really a big problem. And now, my friends, we are headed to the next zone of the game, because I'm not really counting outside as a zone, even though it is. Welcome to the storeroom. It's a very strange area. This is actually probably my favorite area out of the entire game. It's a very strange place. It's actually a very weird, like, labyrinthine type of house, but I don't know. I love it. I really do. Every time I get... This is always, like, my most excited part of the game. Like I didn't really make any sense, but it's the part that I get most excited for when I get there. It's just like, oh, sweet, here we are at the house place that's not really inside the house. So I don't think we're gonna need that mansion key right now. At least we'll get to that at some point. Don't worry. We're trying to clear up some space here, just so we don't have to worry about stuff. Okay, so that first aid spray, we're gonna want that. We're not gonna use it right now, but we'll be needing it soon. Don't worry. There will be a part where that becomes important. Although I think that there's also some type of unlockable that you can get in this game if you don't use any first aid sprays. I don't remember if that's true or not, but I think that it is. Okay, that's just one of those. So this isn't something I just recently found out, but it was just kind of like nailed home again today. But okay, this is one of those special rooms, I think. It's got like a room number on it, so obviously there's a little bit more importance to it than just like your regular room. So, what dormitory was this? Was this 002 or 001? I don't remember. Methinks. Okay. Pretty sure one of these bathrooms has a guy that's just standing in here. You're like, I was thinking about taking a shit, but I'm going to kill you instead. Will you unplug it? Oh, of course. Ew. Because Jill could unplug a bathtub just by staring intently at it. Oh, some gross water, too. And look at that. What have we here? Will you take the C room key? I think I will. That is going to be an extremely important key, so I really hope that you guys remembered to get that. Otherwise, well, you would probably die later on if you didn't have it, so just throwing that one out there. But I realized something today, and it's not... And again, it's not something that I just realized, but it's just something that people just made it more apparent to me today. Oh, another one, huh? You know what? We got plenty of ammo for our handgun. I think I'll utilize this while I can. Shit. Okay. Yeah, because he's not dead yet. Give him a shot right in the old keister, then he'll... You gonna learn today. You gonna learn today. Okay, this is a strange spot to be in. What is in here? I could have sworn there was something in there. Oh, wait, no. We need this. This very badly, actually. Will you take the red book? And this is not the red book that people shop out of. I think, isn't that something put out by like Avon, the red book? I think so. Now, the biggest thing, and this is why they put that check function in here in the first place. All pages are blank. What's it for? Now, it's not this one per se. I think there's another one of these that we'll be getting to. I think this is also a map. No? The desk is locked. Will you oh, yeah. Okay. Shishink. More shotgun shells. Thank God for that. But I came to find out that I love having customers in my business, in my field of work, that can, you know, actually have fun and joke around with you and be funny about things instead of always everything being so morbid and, oh my God, I'm just so sick, blah blah blah. Like and don't get me wrong, I understand why people, you know, are like that, because, you know, you work in the health industry, you're going to get a lot of people that are sick that don't want to be. Okay, we're not going to do that right now. God, I hate those spiders, man. I hate them. I don't like spiders at all. And I don't want to have to deal with them if there's not a particular reason for it. Now, I don't particularly like this little puzzle at all. It's not really much of a puzzle either, but it's something. Is there something right here? It looks a little bit out of the normal. No, it's just there. So keep in mind, if you ever get yourself poisoned, which is a possibility in here because of all the spiders and shit that are everywhere, there's an ample amount of blue herbs around, whether they're the 3 that you just saw there, or there are a couple more outside where those dogs were. There were 2 over there as well, so just keep that in mind. There won't be any shortage of that going on, that's for sure. So, yeah, I had a guy that came in today, and he had been dealt a pretty raw deal by his doctors. They just, you know, giving him all sorts of shit. And yet, he didn't let it bother him. Like, he came in, and he was asking for stuff, and he was just, like, you know, joking around and having a good time. And he was like, so I was getting testosterone shots by my doctor, and I was kind of wondering about it because it was really bothering me. He's like, so, you know, if you get too much testosterone in your body, it's going to produce more estrogen. He's like, so what does that mean necessarily? He's like, well, I mean, that means you could possibly start growing breasts. He's like, well, I don't want that. I mean, he's like, He's like, I've got perky nipples and everything, but you know, I don't want to have to deal with that. And just the way he said it, he's like, I've got pretty nipples. I mean, don't get me wrong, but oh, this is Dormitory 2. Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, we need a special thing for that. And then later on, he was talking about, oh, here we go. There's more herbs here. He was talking about, well, you know, and he's like, I don't like getting stuff. I don't like using prescriptions from doctors. I fucking hate that stuff. He's like, you think about it. Like, have you ever seen the commercials for those things where, you know, they talk about, well, you know, what it does and everything, but then you get the long list of, you know, all the side effects, and it makes you think, why would anybody ever use that shit? Like, he's like, have you ever heard some of the side effects on that stuff? Like, your rectum could randomly light on fire, or your balls could just fall off. He's like, who would ever want any of that? He's like, not me, that's for sure. Plate says 003. Okay, so we're at the point where we're going to start needing keys now, and there's certainly one right here. And I don't remember if something bad happens here or not. So just to be on the safe side, we're going to do this. Oh god, yeah, there's bees there. No! Oh wait, no. We can do this still. Of course I'd take those herbs at the worst time. Come on. I don't want whatever's in there starting to come out of there. We can't have that. Now what is this one for? This one is for 02. Awesome. Okay, let's make a run for it. We can't have the bees! I hate bees! Oh my god! Oh man, I hate bees so much. Not just in this game, but I totally hate them in real life, especially after the run-in that I had with some where I stepped on them and my foot swelled up and I couldn't walk on it for a couple of days. I ended up just like dragging it around. It was so dumb. Okay, we're not going to hold on to this one like we did with that other key way back when. So actually, let's switch to this. We don't need to have that other one there. But yeah, he's the way he said everything was just so funny, and like he was, you know, laughing and joking around, having a good time. That's what I love about customers. Even when things are not looking great, they can still find a way to see the better in stuff. That's just, I don't know. I envy that about people sometimes. There are so many people that just when anything bad happens, they immediately just, you know, go super negative about it and woe is me and my entire life sucks. Just take the bullet and shoot me in the face now. Now, depending on what the situation is, I can be sympathetic to that, but you can't let everything just totally ruin your life. So that's kind of what, man, I have to take a shit so bad. Hey, that's a really strangely placed map that you can totally tell it's intended for me. Plant 42 report. Oh, goody. 4 days have passed since the accident in the plant the plant at point 42 is growing amazingly fast. It has been affected by the T-virus differently than other plants have been, and shows unique shape in addition to its size. Looking at the way it behaves, it is now difficult to determine what kind of plant it was originally. There are two ways in which Plant 42 gathers nutrition. The first one is through its root that reaches into the basement. Immediately after the accident, a scientist went mad and broke the water tank in the basement. Now the basement is filled with water. It is easily imaginable that some chemical elements were blended in the water and promotes the incredibly fast growth of Plant 42. Another part of Plant 42 from the basement grows through the duct and hangs down like so many bulbs from the ceiling of the first floor. Many vines come out of these bulbs, and they are the second resource for its nutrition. Once sensing movement, Plant 42 shoots its vines around the prey and holds it, then starts sucking up blood using the suckers located at the back of its vine. It also has some intelligence. It blocks the door by twining its vines around it, especially when it captures prey or is sleeping. Several staff members have already fallen victims to this. It's just really a really weird, unnecessary plural statement. Alright, let's take this map, a dormitory sketch. I like how it's a sketch. It's not like an actual map. It's just a picture that somebody just drew. Okay, this whole thing. Alright, so this little doodad here is what leads down to the basement, actually. So we're not exactly going to be going there just yet, albeit we're going to... Actually, you know what? I think that we need to. But we're going to go do something else first before we do that. But we've run out of time for this episode. So when we come back on the next installment of Let's Play Resident Evil Director's Cut, we're going to go dump off some things, because we don't need this book right now. But we're going to go grab a couple of things. And then we'll head back down and go in the basement because we do need to go there. It all kind of came back to me here. So when we do that, we'll also, you know what? We're gonna do one more stop too. We'll stop in that room that had the spiders in it because I think there's something in there that we can get that's important, but I don't remember. So until then, my friends, this is your host AMF 1534 saying thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.